G'day guys, my name's Josh, you can call me Jawoodle, and welcome back to 7 Days to Die in Alpha 19, but for something a little bit different to what we've been doing for the last little while. You may notice that the sun is up and it is actually daytime at the moment, which means I am not playing the Eclipse series. You may also notice that for the first time in a very long time, I am back in Jawoodle Park. I'm back in my experimental world where I build bases and things to see what we can come up with for the physics of this game and see how we can better use that to defeat the zombies or build cool bases or whatever we want to do. It is a little bit emptier than some of the Woodle parks in the past, but that's okay because, you know, they haven't changed the AI in so long. There's been no real need for me to come back to this place until now. Now, you guys might remember a little while ago, there was a little thing called the Hatch Elevator, or the Hatchavator, if you want to make it actually sound reasonably interesting, where you could kind of glitch through hatches and fly up to any length that you needed to and try to traverse vertical lengths a little bit better. They took that away from us, which is annoying, but kind of fair enough. But now, everyone's been on the lookout for how to kind of get around it, and we know that vehicle physics are a little bit buggy in 7 Days. So, on Reddit the other day, user Napuritz, NAAPURIT, posted a little video where bicycles can be used to fling yourself up however high you want to go. Now, I kind of have an idea in my head of how this works. Wasn't really any explanation in the video of how to do it, but I thought, you know what? How about we just jump in the world and see how it goes? So that's what I'm going to do here today. I need to find some kind of flat area around here somewhere to go a building. I think I know what the go is, but I just want to test it to make sure. So what it looked like in the video that I saw is that basically you ride a bike, and because you can kind of like tap the C button, especially on bicycles to an extent as well. There's a dingo out there somewhere. To an extent as well, like the motorcycle and stuff as well, you can kind of pop the front wheel up a little bit to get over like the little notches. If you do that into a vertical wall, you just go straight up a vertical wall. So I feel like the way that this works is you have maybe a silhouette. That's a bit too close to the edge. My like little flat ground over here is not very much at all because I don't have the bloody blue block tool anymore. I know I can like mod it back in, but well, that's a bit more effort I'm willing to put into it just to clear out some ground. So what I'm thinking it is like a silhouette like this, and you have the bike kind of in the middle there, riding up that flat wall. So the bike has nowhere to go. It can't turn over, can't come off the wall, can't go side to side. So it's like a little shaft to ride the bike up the middle of. So that's my kind of thinking at the moment. I'll quickly build, the one in the video was made out of frames, so I'll try to stay true to that for the moment. But the reason I want to get this working is because if I can get this to work in a reliable and repeatable way, then you may know that in Eclipse, I live at the top of a tall tower and I have to climb the tallest ladder ever to get up there every bloody day. Getting down isn't so much of an issue. Getting up takes forever. So if I can find a way to quickly get up to the top of that building, then that's what I want. That's what I'm here to test. That's what I'm here to find. I'm going to prove the theory first and then try to like implement it into a working design, and hopefully we'll have ourselves an elevator again. So the one in Napurit's post on Reddit was much taller than this, but I think just to prove the idea, we don't need to build it to the moon. We can just build a little bit just to make sure that it does work. If you fly up that with a bicycle, it doesn't really matter how far up you're going to go. It could be 3 feet, it could be 30 feet, it could be 300 feet. The idea will always be the same. Kind of like when you're testing out zombie AI, like one zombie's AI is the same as the other zombie AI because they all think in the same pathfinding. So let's quickly have a gander. Actually, before I do that, we're gonna gander at this. So basically, yeah, the idea is you can't really tell because it's all frames. I know it's kind of like a whole bunch of wireframe everywhere, but basically, I'm gonna hopefully go up that shaft there. I might quickly grab a ramp and just like put that there to make it a little bit easier for me to get myself off and running. Now, I don't think, from memory, I don't think you should be able to like hold Shift and W to like power up. I think I'd have to tap C. Oh, and, well, I mean, kind of, I didn't really see a whole lot of what happened, but we did make it to the top. I'll get back up there and try it again. So if I just get in the shaft and just smash C over and over and over again, that should hopefully get me to the tippy tops. In we go. Up we go. There we go. That's way better. If I turn off, like, the looking by moving the mouse thing, it works a whole lot better for me. Nice. Okay, so the concept does work. Just mashing C up the shaft will get you there. What I want to do first though is replace all those frames with solid wooden blocks. I'm not sure if it's just something to do with like the clipping through like the false block that is the frame, or if it actually work with solid blocks. So replace all that, try it again. And if that works, then I guess I've got nothing between me and building myself like a proper elevator. There should be a way, it does hurt the bike a little bit dropping all the way back down again. So maybe like a way to catch the bike at the top, I think. Probably like send it back down the elevator shaft, back down to the bottom to be found again. Maybe, I don't know. These are all things I want to explore, but at least we're off to a good start. In preparation for this, I did actually go and find or spawn in a tower, the same one that I live in Eclipse, to see how tall it is. And it's 67 blocks tall, which isn't so much of a big deal. Like, thank God I didn't choose to live in the really, really big skyscraper not too far away from there. But 67 blocks up is still a pretty high way to go. I mean, that's not even close, and it's taken me a lot longer to build than I really hoped that it would, but hopefully that will work about in the same way. I'm going to quickly grab a nail gun. We'll grab some wood as well, just to get a cheeky-deeky build going on. Grab that one, grab you, and just upgrade that ramp. Admittedly, like, if I was going to do it this way, if I was going to have, like, a flat surface, then a ramp up into the chute, I'd probably make that out of wedge tips. So go, like, wedge tip, wedge, ramp, wedge tip. So, like, it actually has, like, a proper kind of gradient to it rather than just being a 45-degree angle. But that can happen a little bit later. Let's grab the bike real quick and to see if it's still going to work with the solid blocks. If this works, then we're really in business. Because even if it did work properly just as the frames, it would look atrocious, and I couldn't live with myself having a base that bloody ugly. Up we go. Up, and ooh. Even better, actually. Oh, potentially about the same, given I don't know how many blocks tall it was last time. My bike is slowly dying, or not even slow dying, it is very rapidly dying from just getting smooshed into the sand every 3 seconds. Let's try it again just to make sure of it. Turn off the steering. Up. Nice. Okay, we're really starting to rock and roll now. We could just turn it into a fireworks shoot. We didn't even need to have it going the other way. But, I mean, oh, that's the horn. But if I wanted to, well, the plan is, if I can, like, get you to spin around a little bit. If I can go back down the elevator shaft, so there's just like a bike waiting for me at the bottom. I mean, you don't pick up the elevator car and take it with you to work, do you? No, you leave the elevator car in the elevator shaft and just ride it whenever you want a really good time. So I want to leave the bike in the shaft as the car and just kind of get on it whenever I need to go up and jump down on hay bales whenever I get down. I think it should work. I hope it might work. I'm not entirely sure. But most important thing here is that our bicycle system does work for the moment. So, Napur, massive props to you, dude, for figuring this out. I mean, I knew about the glitches where you could like kind of run up vertical walls, but I never thought to kind of like entrap yourself to like make it a shaft like this. So props to you. And thank you for posting it on Reddit for everyone else to see and use as well. One of the best things about the community is that everyone comes up with cool ideas and shares it around to see who can do what with which. So we've got that going for us at the moment. So now I just need to probably increase that out to 67 just to kind of, you know, have a blueprint in mind for when I do attach it to a tower. And then see if there's a way to trap that bicycle in there to actually use it repeatably without breaking the bike. I've gone ahead and counted out 67 blocks tall. You can tell it's basically, what, 2/3 more than what I had already, so it's going to take quite a lot of materials to make it. I also want to make it out of wood, because if I was making this in a survival game, I would just make this out of wood, because it's cheap and plentiful, and making it out of reinforced concrete or something just seems a little bit overcooked, a little bit overdone, I think. So it's going to take me 8 years to finish off. I'll just continue building this one all the way up to the top. So once I have the shaft in place, then I can work on maybe like some sort of bucket system at the top. I mean, you gotta be able to get out of the elevator, I suppose. You can't just be flying around at Mach speed and be expected to time your jump perfectly and not smoosh yourself into a wall or a ceiling somewhere. So somewhere to kind of catch the bike, maybe even using like electricity, somewhere like maybe a hatch door that will close underneath you, hold you in place so you can get out, and then after a certain amount of time it will open again and drop the bike back down again. Maybe something like that, I'm not entirely sure, but hey, that's why we come to this world for. That's what we come in here, turn on creative mode, spawn in the stuff we need, and start experimenting with building so that we can come up with some sort of idea, some sort of blueprint of what to build. And then when we go into survival, we're not wasting all our time and valuable resources building something that just won't work. That has turned into quite the little monolith out there, has it? You can stick that in the Ohio desert. People posting about it on the internet for the next 17 years. That looks pretty good to me. Had to build it to spec, had to, you know, actually build it properly to make sure it's gonna work. But now that we have the proper height involved with this, now we just need to figure out some sort of landing system. Now, a part of me wants to just go and make like a bit of a platform up here, just a little bit bigger, so you might be able to like, instead of just like flooring the bike and coming out, you know, and setting yourself into the stratosphere, maybe you could just come out at a more reasonable pace and not do that and just kind of like land just up here. Oh, so maybe even, which way am I going actually? Which way do I come in from? I'm coming from that side. So if I go and get rid of you and real quick just make you a ramp instead, and then maybe put another ramp on top of it, maybe so you kind of come up and kind of get pushed back onto your wheels. Doesn't matter if the bike then kind of slides back down afterwards, but gives you a chance to kind of get off the bike, get back on your feet, go into the house, and then come back later, the bike will be back down the bottom. So to do that, I might need to extend it out this way a little bit. Now, if I was building this in a survival world, this would be where the tower was, so it'd be supported on this side as well. But we'll just deal with it as we can. Let's go out that way, and maybe just like there, I suppose. You and there, there and there. We'll get some little like pillars going up to the roof to put myself some sort of canopy over the top, so there is something to stop me before I turn into the next star. I realized it doesn't actually need any sort of like extra leg room out the back here at all, because that side is completely redundant. In fact, I can probably seal this up all the way with some nice solid bits of wood. Plus it also means that that side is now connected all the way to bedrock, so there's no worries there about collapsing. I could turn off physics, but we've got to play everything by the book. Just because we're playing in creative doesn't mean we completely abandon any sort of building principles. That's not how we run it here. Now, just here, I think, is where we're going to make the magic happen. Let's go like this. Let's grab a wedge tip like that. As I was talking about before with the wedges and wedge tips. So that's a wedge tip, and the wedge is somewhere in here. It comes as a frame, doesn't it? I think get that one there. Just go like that and quickly upgrade you. So, the dream is that you'll kind of come up and the bike will kind of stop just on that bit there. Copy rotation and then copy shape. Stick you like that. I mean, it might get a little bit wobbly, I suppose, and maybe kind of get stuck up here. Might have to deal with that in a second. But if I have just some sort of like little bitty ramp there, then hopefully that'll mean that I'll have enough time to get up here, stop, prop, get off the bike, and then it'll go back down the bottom. We'll give that a crack just at the moment to see how our progress is going. You're probably pretty binned at the moment, so I might just get rid of you, get myself a new bicycle, another green one, that'll do for me. So all I want is just to get to the top. I'm not going to like pound the C key like it owes me money. I'm going to go all the way to the top and then fly myself into the ceiling and smoosh my nose into some sort of woodle pancake. Instead, line myself up like that. There we go. I've turned off the looking by steering so I can look around and the bike will stay straight. Let's try that. Go up. There you go. Up, up, up. Just kind of tap it a little bit. Not too much. I'm sticking to the wall. That's not great. Ow. If I didn't rotate a bit there, that actually would have worked out pretty bloody well. Just lost half my bike health by falling back to the planet again. Let's try that again. I think it might work. Maybe I need to go faster so I don't turn around in the shaft as much. Maybe that's the way to do it. I don't know. We'll give that a crack. Up onto the platform. There you go. In we go. And just go a little bit faster. Nope. I've spun and I've stuck and bad things have happened to me. Alright, so maybe fast isn't the solution. I'm now kind of wondering, like, I'm having that much of an issue with getting kind of stuck and kind of spun around and stuff. Maybe if I put in, aren't there like some of these blocks? Not really. Oh, arrow slits might actually work really well. Just some sort of way to keep the tires where I want them to. I have no idea if the physics engine in 7 days is going to be able to handle that, but we'll try it with the arrow slots to see how it goes. Because you can see there how it does make that nice little like track almost for the bicycle wheels. So I'll put all those down. If it doesn't work, I'll get rid of them again, because it might, like, because it now counts as a block, it might just collide too much with the bike and cause some other issues. Try and fix one issue by causing a different one, like it's a goddamn cane toad. We'll go down, we'll put all these in and see how it cracks. I don't know, this could be really good, could be really bad. Won't know till we try. To try and stop myself falling off as well, I'm going to put in some ramps up the top here so you can be a solid block. We're just going to go like this and grab ramp like that. Go on face. Oh, that was the right one. You there, you there. Is that going to be enough space for you to come out and go around? It looks like it will be. Alright, let's see how that one turns out then. I don't have particularly high hopes for it, but there's been a lot of other times in my life playing this game where I had zero hopes or something and it's turned out to work absolutely spectacularly. Alright, let's do that line in the middle. Up we go. Keep your wheels straight. It's actually made it even worse. It made it even worse somehow. It was already broken and now it's worse again. I think though, because like, if you don't stay in the middle there, the wheels will kind of go onto that one. And if your wheels go onto the angle, the whole bike will go, well, I have to be perpendicular to the wall then. And we'll stick you straight into the side. So it was worth a try. Not a great idea. We'll get rid of it all instead. Well, you know, can't win your chicken biscuits all the time. Just going back to normal and just, as long as I can start straight, I think I'm usually okay. Oh, no, we're going on the piss again. Why are we going on the piss though? So that's kind of what I wanted. So you go back down easy enough. But why was I having trouble going up in the first place? It worked the first time. Maybe it's just the length of it? I'm not entirely sure. Let's get myself lined up properly in the middle. Or even, maybe the problem is that I'm like coming in like that. Maybe I need to put like a little like chute on the ground or something. Let's go like that and like that. Dig myself a sweet little like kind of pocket at the bottom to store the bike in. Because the bike stays in that orientation the whole time, maybe it has less chance of spinning around. I don't know. We're just kind of working with guesswork at the moment here. I have the idea in my head, but that doesn't have any guarantee that it's going to work actually in the game. It's got like a little 1-block hole at the bottom there. It's cool. Just go in, try and get your front wheel up if you please. This is why I want to have the ramp down there. There we go. Perfect. So if I could just leave you... not like that even. That's not going to work for me either. All right, fine. We'll go back to how it was. How can I make this work better for me though? There's got to be a way. The mechanic is there. There has to be a way for us to exploit it. I know it's kind of glitchy and kind of broke, which makes me think that maybe like putting it in, if it's not like reliable all the time, it may not be a great idea to put it into a survival world, because one wrong move, you'll fall out of your own tower and smoosh yourself into the sidewalk. Why was it working so well the first time and now it's all bonkered? What is going on here? I'm going to try and go up in first person to see what's actually going on. Turn off our steering like that. Get ourselves all lined up and just kind of get ourselves into the shaft. Come on, there you go. Oh, okay, apparently first person doesn't work at all. Every single time though, we get about halfway up and then the game's like, yeah, but how about now, mate? That can't just be the limit for it. That can't be as far as we can get before it tells us to tog on and go run a race with a bunch of horses. You gotta let me up there. There's gotta be a way to do this. Just speed. Speed is the key. Speed is the answer. Go, 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 go. Up, 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 up. Nope, that was worse than anyone before. I'm gonna try to fix the problem just by like adding to it. I don't know how well that's gonna work for him, but we'll see how we go. You need to go like that and like that. Because I know that the smoother the approach this is, the better chance I think I'm going to have of getting it to work the way I want it to. You go like that. Let's grab those wedges again. You there, and... oh, I've gone one too far out, actually. You like that. So go back and get the wedge tips again. So if I can make the approach nice and smooth, maybe to get rid of any of the issues I have where the bike is turning, and it might work a little bit better. This is what I was talking about, though. This is why I want to come in and test this in a creative world. Because if I invested all of this stuff to build this, and then, you know, I took it to survival and it didn't work out, or it killed me for doing it, that would be pretty bloody upsetting. Let's just go like that, get a nice little bit of slant on that one too. So that's a much better ramp, much better way for me to get up there. Hopefully smoothing that out will mean it'll work a little bit better for me. Bang that down, jump on the bike, turn off the steering. All right, come on, baby, this is gonna work. It's gonna work for me. Up we go, nice smooth entry. Damn it, come on, why do you keep getting stuck right there? Is there something I'm missing? Is there a block in the way? What's going on here? I feel like I'm going insane because I keep just trying the same thing over and over again because it worked the first couple of times. I don't know what's happened since then to make it break. Why do you keep turning around like that? I just wish I knew. Like, it's complete. I have the channel built there. Physics should dictate that I stay in the physical realm, but apparently I'm just passing through solid objects now just for the sake of it, just so we bloody can, like a bloody ghoul. Nothing up here is affecting it. Nothing's affecting it down there. I'm just bending it halfway and I don't know why. What has changed? Why has it changed from the start of it? I don't know. I have to figure this out though. This is going to annoy me forever. Desperate times call for desperate measures, so I'm getting rid of all the main blocks out the front here. It's going to look atrocious, but if I was building this in real life, I suppose... oh, that's the wrong block. I could like put some plates or something on the outside and get it to work a little bit better. But if I can replace all of that with just wood frames... maybe it'll give priority for glitching through to the wood frames instead of the, like the regular blocks. Then maybe it'll keep me straight. I don't know, but it's worth a try. At this point, I'm kind of reaching for anything. Anything that might work or hopefully work. Ooh. Even if I made them plates instead, I'll do this first and I'll try the plates and I'll give like an actual pocket so I'm not sticking through any walls. Because maybe if I avoid breaking the, like the physical boundary of any blocks, it'll keep where I need to be. Maybe the top of my head is already passing through blocks already, so the game's like, ah, you can pass through the other ones. No worries, mate. It'll be fine. And causing this to go on all sorts of weird angles. So we'll try that. Anything's worth a try at this point. Got it all replaced, so I'll give it a crack. There is a part of me wondering though, if maybe it's something to do with like the camera angle. If I go a bit slower and just, there we go, just stick my head in just a little bit. See how the camera flips around, then it starts having issues? Maybe I can keep myself pointed forward. That might work a bit better for me. Why does it immediately flip around? Like, I'm not moving the camera at all. As soon as I tap C though, the camera gets on this freaking bike. No pun intended. Why? Why does it happen like that? What is going on there? What's causing that issue? I need to know. Up, 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 up. Hey, we made it for the first time in forever. Look at that. See, it can work, just not all the time, and I don't know why. Then that goes back down again, waiting for me to... I was gonna say waiting for me to come right at again, but I guess it's given up hope, and it's kind of got itself stuck in the chute because fuck me, that's why. This isn't going especially well. This is not working out as well as I was hoping it would. This may not actually work for how I want it to. There's really only one thing left to try. Like, this isn't really what I thought I was been working on today. Once I got it working to start with, I was like, all right, sweet, too easy. We know how it works, that it can work, so we could just work on like the catchment up the top. But now we're back trying to figure out how to get this to work reliably this way. Where do I want to start you? Probably about here. So let's go the old half blocks, which I can't seem to see anymore. There they are there. Let's go advanced rotation and stick it up against this closer wall like that. That'll be perfect. In fact, you know what? I can't bother like going through and now going them all the way up. So let's use the old trick in the book. Go that one. Go copy block and copy block. That way, I can just stick them all down as they are already pre-made. Little pro tip for you there. Use the dev paintbrush and copy the block you need. Right, all the way to the top with that. Because now with the half block, we've got an extra half a block of space in the middle here. So if the top of my scalp isn't already going through a wall, hopefully I mean I kind of like bounce my cheeks off both sides of the chute and not go through it anymore. It's worth a try. And if this doesn't work, then, I mean, I've already been filming this and building this for an hour now. So, at some point, you do have to admit the writing is on the wall. Not everything I go into Woodle Park to design will work as designed every time. Sometimes I fail, and then sometimes I delete the video and no one ever knows about it. But, I think in this case, because there is still like the bike cannon aspect there, and if you want to, you can give that a crack. You can like build your own elevator out of it, and then absolutely tweet me the video of it so I can see and use it myself. But, I don't know. This might be a bridge too far for me. I might have lost my touch. I might be out of practice on this. Something I will definitely do though, because after all, we need to make sure we have all nice and smooth lines all around here. Let's go on face and no, actually, let's go. Can I go like copy that rotation? Is that gonna work for me? Yep, that'll do. Bang you into there. Just repair that one as well while we're here, because why not? Got that nice smooth transition. Any sort of lips or anything around here is only going to cause me harm and, well, ruin my plans. Let's get rid of you and do the same thing again down here. Go, where was it? The wedge tip, that one there. Is that the right way? Yes, it is. All right, nice. Got smooth lines all over the place. Let's give that one a go. Come on, please work for me. I want this to work so bad. I want to have a working elevator again. I know there are ways you can do it with like, you know, some of the garage doors and stuff like that. So I can really break the physics and hope that it kind of spits you in the right direction. But this one has the best chance, I think, of working properly. Up we go. Keep me straight, keep me level, keep me going up. I was until you are kidding me. I made like 3 feet away from the top and I bonked my noggin on something. We were so close. I think without going into the XMLs and changing like when the camera flips to the bike, I don't think it's gonna work as we want it to every time. Not reliably. And that's what I'm kind of after. It's like the Killing Corridor, you know? It has to be repeatable, reliable, like anything that's like kind of like science-based. The Killing Corridor is particularly science. But like you have to be able to build it the same way every time and get the same results. If you don't, then it's just a fluke and just lucky. So this way at the moment is not ticking any of my boxes. It's not repeatable, it's not rebuildable, it's not reliable. It's really just a crapshoot whether or not you make it all the way up or get stuck halfway. Because this happened to you in survival. What do you do now? It's like jump out of the building and break your legs? You're kind of stuck in here anyway. All that happens to you apparently. So maybe if the tower wasn't so tall, if it was only like maybe 30 blocks tall, it might work. I might break this in half and see how it goes. It's a shame though, it means that I can't use it for my plans. There's one more thing I want to try. Half this video is me putting the bike down and trying to ride it differently, which hasn't really worked out for me. But instead of like trying to pedal the bike, maybe that's why like steering is going a bit weird. Instead of holding W or shift or anything like that, I'm gonna get myself in the chute and then just press C, and maybe that'll work a little bit better for me. Let's get you up to there. There you go. So all my propulsion that was already turning. That was even worse than when I was actually trying to pedal up the shafts. All right, never mind then. Okay. I think we can pretty confidently say that this has been binned. So instead, let's just go like that and just break out this kind of in half. I'm sorry, Big Tower, but you're gonna have to go. It's mildly satisfying watching it all crumble away, and for once being a deliberate crumble rather than me digging out the wrong block and destroying all of my build. Look at it though, look at the carnage. It's oddly satisfying and I like it quite a lot. So if you had a tower that wasn't quite, you know, up in the sky level big, but just a little bit big, could you still use something like this? Could it still work? I've built effectively the same thing at the top here, just significantly lower than what it was before. That actually looks kind of cool. Like if you turn that like a bigger version, this is like a helipad or something, that would look pretty bloody sick, but that's not what we're here to do today. I'm not gonna bother cleaning up all the garbage on the ground either, because there's way too much of it, I don't have the time. Anything stuck in the chute? No, it's all looking pretty good. All right. Let's see if we can just make it up that far. Again, though, I don't feel like it's reliable to make it that way every time. You're like, if you're going to be trusting your life to this thing, you probably want it to be a bit more betterer than that. But like, just like that, I mean, that could probably work. Yeah, maybe my problem is I'm trying to go too big too quickly. I'm trying to go into the bloody stratosphere. I'm trying to take off into the space race like I'm Elon Musk and I'm bored of making electric cars, bored of being on the Earth instead of on my home planet. So like, that kind of works. We'll try it again, but if I can get this to work repeatably, then yeah, like the bicycle elevator will work, just not quite as big as I was hoping it would. I've run this a bunch of times now, and I've yet to have it go as a rise it did when the building was taller. I don't know why that is, but every single time I come up here, I make it up, I can ride off the edge again and go back and reset myself, although that very nearly broke my bike, wanting to go get a new one. Usually, I landed up on that platform up there, but that time, apparently, I just bended off the edge, because of course I bloody did. Let's take you back and do it again. So it's working. I don't know why it's working for a smaller tower. I don't know what is different about the taller tower that ruins the physics so much. Maybe because the way that 7 Days thinks, it's not actually calculating all of those blocks all the way up the top. So as you go up there, you're moving faster than what the game is. So like the physics engine just isn't there to kind of catch you as you do things. So maybe that's the problem. But like, this is repeatable. This is nice. This is lovely. So let's try and finish off my idea that I had before. Let's get rid of you guys who are kind of there as a bracket system to catch me. I kept falling off the side. Let's go with that bad boy, put you there and there and there, and get ourselves that nice little like bike catchment red, because I can come all the way up, enough time to kind of land up here, jump off the bike, let the bike slide back down, then it'll be waiting for me back down the bottom again to repeat the process. Let's give this another go. I'm a little bit crooked going in, so it's going to be a pretty good test to make sure it will work even when I'm not completely perfect. I mean that, so close. Maybe like the bike return system isn't quite there. Maybe I can just like, can I just like put you down somewhere and let you like meet me at the bottom or something? Or maybe that's why. Maybe because I have this stupid overhang here that's causing me issues. There's not actual enough room for me to come out on my bike. Let's try that one. So many variables got to try and take into account with this. Rather than just like spawning in zombies and letting them run and having like reliable results, this is relying on me and physics, which is not a particularly great combination at the best of times. All right, well that would have just killed me then. If you actually had a proper room built up there to catch yourself, that'd be significantly less risky. But the mechanism is working though. Still no idea why it works now and not with a bigger tower, but I'm not going to complain too much about it. Up we go, out we go, we're up, we're good. Look at that, lads. You can totally get a bicycle elevator working. Fuck yeah. So I'd gone and I'd finished this episode and I was off editing it all together, and I realized as I got to the end of it, where you're seeing this now, that I didn't test any of the other bikes. Now, admittedly, in my head, I didn't really feel like I needed to, because the bicycle itself has the best kind of like bunny hop feature. The other ones just kind of like raise their front wheel a bit, whereas the bicycle actually gets some hang time and should probably be a better result getting up the chute. Although, I've rebuilt the chute back up to the 67 blocks that wasn't working before, because we know the bicycle works on the shorter one. We can probably see if the other ones would work on the shorter one as well, just by how it performs on this one. But kind of, I wanted to see if maybe the other ones would work better and therefore get up the tower. So I have the bicycle in front of me just to, you know, make sure that everything is still working as it was before. And by working, I mean not working at all. Gonna get there? Well, we're sideways. We made it to the top though. Hang on. No, Josh, don't get excited about it. You got up there once or twice before. Getting up there once now doesn't mean dick all. Or go up again and probably get stuck again. But I want to see, I'm only here to see if the dinosaur burners can get up there a little bit better than the pedal pushers. I just want to know for sure. This is getting really bloody ridiculous. I've been running this now a whole bunch of times. Oh, there we go. There we go. I was waiting for it to stuff up, and sure enough, there we go. Finally, I was starting to get hope. I was starting to feel like maybe there was a chance that I could maybe make it up there with the bicycle, but yeah, nah, mate, we'll put you over to the side instead. Let's instead jump onto this bad boy. Jump on it, don't punch the bloody thing. Let's see how this goes. The same kind of deal. Tap C to get up. I mean, yeah, no, that's a complete bloody bust. I was like, maybe I could just like slowly crawl my way up there and do it like that kind of method, but that's swiveled around and got stuck as well for some unknown reason. Let's try the motorcycle. Wait, turn off flying, jump in there instead. Let's try the motorcycle again. Not a lot of hope for this one either, but we'll give it a crack. Yeah, nah, that's just, yeah, not an option. Not gonna be a bloody option. It was worth a try, though. Had to kind of check off those boxes on my list and see if they were gonna give us a solution to the problem that we now have. Can I get you back up there? I was gonna give you one more try. One more try to redeem yourself. You've already failed me at this whole episode. I wanna give you one more chance to impress me before I write you off. Here we go. For the last time, bicycle up. You get some serious pace out of it. And we've binned it again. So that's what I mean. Like, the reliability of the bicycle just isn't there, and the other bikes just aren't going to do it. So I had to come back, even though I'd already kind of wrapped the episode before, had to come back and give it another test run, just to clarify the results just a little bit more. But now we know for sure, nothing's making it up that big column. All right, secondary experiment done. Back to previous Josh from like 20 minutes ago. I think that is about as good as I'm going to get it, but just because I'm a bit of a masochist, I want to know what happens if I get rid of all of this and just make myself like a proper cannon shoot. How high can I throw myself out of this? How high can I get with just a couple of pedals, some spaghetti legs, and a cannon barrel, apparently? In we go, and up, go faster, 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 faster. I mean, you could almost launch yourself up to 67, couldn't you? You could make it almost all the way up there just by doing it that way. Although we were talking before about unreliability, that is like the supreme level of unreliability. There's no way that's going to work out for you every time. But I think just as it is there, that's only like, maybe like 30 something blocks, maybe 40 blocks. Let's have a quick little look here. The easy way to do it, let's go LP, that's height 86, and on the ground, there we go. Let's stop flying actually. Let's do that again. 49, so it's only what, 37 blocks tall, so about half of what it was originally, which is pretty just a rough guesstimate. I got pretty close to it. So like, yeah, if you want to go like 37, 40 blocks tall, I think that'll work out pretty spectacularly for you. If you want to go higher than that though, I don't have the answers. I don't have the answers for everything, or barely anything, to be perfectly honest, especially not that one though. But if you just want to make like a little elevator, maybe a couple of stages of elevator, maybe even might work, that could be the way to go. But the proof like of concept, the mechanics definitely work out reasonably well. Although I probably still think it's important to have the half blocks on the front side rather than the full blocks, just to really try and play within the rules of physics, even though 7 Days likes to ignore physics and do its own thing. So once again, oh god, what was the name again? Here we go, Napuritz. I had to look it up again because I didn't want to, you know, thank you and then completely butcher your name, although I've probably massacred it anyway. But thank you so much for posting that clip of what you discovered. It's a really cool idea and could be maybe exploited to an extent, but I am worried about just how quickly 7 Days thinks and how fast you're like glitching that bicycle up the elevator shaft. So thank you so much for figuring that out and letting us all have a crack at it. I don't know, is that a working bicycle elevator? I think it's a working bicycle elevator. Not as good as the Hatchavator though. I don't think anything ever will be. Admittedly, the Hatchavator, I've said this before, was clearly an oversight, clearly a glitch in the way that like the unstuck mechanism worked with blocks and hatches and stuff like that. So I agree that it should be gone, but I think it's about time we just got proper, honest to goodness elevators. Yeah, I mean, look, listen, come on. We're all building towers, rather than building like little caverns now, because Zombies dig, we're all building towers. Give us a way to get up and down in a reasonable amount of speed. We have electricity, we have motion sensors, we have switches, we have pulleys and mechanical parts. Just get us up there. I feel like that's the best way to do it. But I'll have to leave this episode here. We're going to go back to Eclipse tomorrow. I'm not sure when we'll be back in Strudel Park again, if ever. If something new like this is what Strudel Park is here for. There's no AI changes, so if something comes up like this that I think can be tested and built upon and exploited, then that's what I will come in and try and figure out. But I'll have to do that in another episode, because this episode is done. So thank you guys for watching. Most of all, thank you to the patrons on Patreon who made this episode possible. If y'all liked it, make sure to hit the like button down below and subscribe to this channel. Follow me on Twitter. If I don't talk to you there first, I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one.